All right. Hi, everyone. So we are here with my good friend, Natalie Wilson. And Natalie works in marketing every day. So I thought it would be really fun to just give you a little piece of her day-to-day life and advice that she has for current BGSU students. So we'll go ahead and jump in. Natalie, can you tell me a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today in your career?
Yeah, totally. Thank you also so much for having me. This is so exciting. I didn't ever think that I would be like a person that anyone would want to hear from. So this is exciting. Um, but yeah, I studied at BG, left in 2016 and had studied creative writing. And all I really knew was that I was a strong writer, but I didn't really know how to get a job with that. So I ended up taking some like free marketing courses from a company called HubSpot. And they offer like a free CRM and like marketing platform. Obviously, it's like paid as you scale with it, but with that, they also have HubSpot Academy, and they teach a lot of like fundamentals of marketing and fundamentals of inbound marketing. So I got a bunch of free certifications from there. And started applying for like copywriting jobs and ended up getting a job at a web design agency as like an a la carte blog writer. So essentially, like a client would sign up to get their website built and managed and hosted with that company. And then we would charge them a certain amount of money per month if they wanted me to write blogs or write website copy for them. And then I learned a lot about like SEO and that kind of stuff, and thought that I would head more into the digital marketing side of things. And I was working there. I worked there for a little over a year. And then I had on LinkedIn my like open to new positions toggle on. And I got approached by a recruiter for my current company who was like, hey, it looks like you have really great experience. I'm representing this startup who they're really small and they don't really have a marketing function yet, but they're just kind of looking to bring someone on to like manage their website and do like here and there stuff. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And I realized that I like really preferred being like in-house doing corporate marketing versus at an agency with a bunch of different clients. That was really nice, but it was challenging to like switch contexts. Like I would be writing like 10 to 15 blogs a day, and they would all be about different things and different
Oh,
industries.
wow.
And so it was like a lot. And I was really glad to move positions and get to like focus on one thing. And I was very much a generalist for like a year. And then I got offered an internal promotion to be on their growth marketing team, because as I was there and we were scaling, we were hiring more people. So we hired out a growth team that I worked on. And that really had to do with a lot of like top of funnel, like advertising campaigns, just getting people's contact information so that they could continue in the sales cycle. And I did that for a couple of months. And then I got offered my current position, which I'm a product marketing manager right now, dealing a lot more with the technical side of our solution and how that fits into more late stage prospect conversations and making more personalized collateral for like our bigger deals to try to get those over the finish line. So, yeah.
Awesome. So, in your current position that you're in as a product marketing manager, what does your day-to-day life look like now?
Yeah, so it's a lot of, you know, got my administration stuff like email in the morning, and we have like a task management system that I go through and update every morning so that I can kind of get my ducks in a row and figure out what I need to do. We so our marketing department is like very much a service-based organization for the rest of the organization, which I think is pretty normal. And so we have an intake process where like a salesperson, if they need a deck made or like an informational sheet made, they can fill out this form. It goes into our like queue in our project management system. And so I'll look at that every day to just, because a lot of the times people in our organization don't really know who in marketing does what. So I'll just kind of take a look at the requests every day just to see if it's anything that like should be going to me or that I should be involved with. And then I always have a lot of meetings. I meet with pretty much every go-to-market function that we have, customer success and sales and our business development representatives. I meet with all of them on a regular cadence, as well as like internal meetings with my team. I meet with our product managers who are closer to the technical side of the project and like running design, like running sprints and like monitoring the development of new features and stuff. And I partner with them to obviously like get the information about those. And I meet with our like operations people a lot too, just to like make sure everything is going in the right place. And yeah, so a lot of meetings. And then if I have any time after meetings, it's doing what I actually need to do.
I feel that a lot. It's like a lot of just connecting different departments and then sending out the message afterwards. So with all of these students who might be hungry for a marketing job or maybe just a job in general, it sounds like you learned a lot from HubSpot. And I'm just wondering, is there anything that you recommend that they can do now as students to prepare for the career world, whether that be in marketing or business or just any piece of advice that you have?
Yeah. So the cool thing about where marketing is now specifically is that I think a lot of the world has gotten hip to the like, if you can provide education and you can provide value for somebody, like that's going to be that much better for getting them involved. And so, like, for example, HubSpot, you know, at the very beginning of my career, I'm doing their free courses, I'm getting their free certifications. Now that I'm in this role, I already knew about it. And I was like, oh, we need a paid like platform to send our emails. Let's use HubSpot. I'm already very familiar with it. So fortunately, there are a lot of resources out there from these different companies in order to educate you as like a long-term sales play, which I think is kind of cool. And it makes it so that there's a lot of free resources out there. So whether it's like HubSpot, whether it's like Salesforce, which is a huge, huge CRM, just look up like different marketing technologies that might be relevant to whatever role you want to pursue. And if you're more on like the technical side of things, I know like there are other organizations and technology companies for that, but almost certainly they will have some kind of certification program that you can go through for free. And that is where I would recommend starting.
Awesome. Thank you. So I know a lot of these students are looking for career advice in general, maybe not quite sure which avenue they want to go down. With a business degree, you can do a lot. So do you have any advice just for finding what you're actually passionate about and finding that job that's a good fit for you?
Yeah, I think like for me personally, when I was younger and just starting out in my career, I had a very like, oh, I'll take whatever I can get like mentality because you're just looking for that experience. And I think being willing to do that is good. Like just keeping yourself open and like maybe taking a position you might not have expected to see yourself in at first is a good thing. But don't settle for too long. Like if you end up in a job that it doesn't fit your skill set, it doesn't fit your personality, like don't let yourself think that there's like a scarcity. Don't give yourself a scarcity mindset because there are so many things out there. And I think another like good thing to think about is to think about whether you personally would thrive more in an environment that is very, very corporate, very process driven. You know, this company is 20 years old and they've been doing the same thing every day. Some people really thrive in that environment and they like the certainty and the everyday expectations. Or you can look up startup culture where it's a lot faster and people are just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, and turnover is higher because it's a more stressful environment. And you know, you don't really know if the company is going to do well or not, but it's ultimately a risk. I really found fulfillment in the latter. I really like startup culture to the point where I think like after this position, whatever happens to my current company, whatever I do next, I think I want to go back to a smaller startup and like do this all again. But now I know so much more, so I can scale a marketing department for a small company like excellently. I have an excellent example. So there's like a lot of different paths, not just for the role, but like within the company culture too. And so my advice would be to really think about what you like and what your personality works with, and try to, get a job that works for you rather than trying to fit yourself around a job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's interesting about just the startup culture and how it might not seem as stable, but I feel like as a younger generation, we're in the times in our lives where we can do that, and we don't always need that stability, depending on everyone's circumstances. But you have that opportunity to make a really big impact for who knows where the company will go. So
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah. It's
Uh,
yeah, and I love that like opportunity to contribute, because I really don't think that I would have had as much fun in my job if I was just like showing up every day and like meeting expectations and then going home. The fact that I'm in an environment where there is so much to do that you can just kind of like spin around and point at something and do that, and then do something else and do something else, and then you're a hero because nobody was doing that before.
yeah, that's awesome. Do you have any other general life advice that you want to offer or just words of wisdom for the class?
Um, I mean, yeah, for sure. I think back to when I was in college and when I was just leaving college, and I feel like this is so cliche and everybody tells young people this, but like I really did think I had to have it all figured out, and I thought that like graduation was the deadline for figuring my stuff out, and I still don't have it figured out. And I think just like forgive yourself for being new to things. Like adulthood for so long is going to be a very new thing. And just like having patience with yourself and grace, and allowing yourself to be a student of life is really gonna do a lot for you.
I love that, a student of life. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, and I'll save plenty of time at the end of our next class for students to ask you questions in person, even though it's virtual. But I'm really excited for them to just get to pick at you a little more and learn from your experience. So thanks so much, Natalie.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody is welcome to add me on LinkedIn, and connect with me on LinkedIn. I don't know if that will like add any value for you to be connected with me on LinkedIn, but like feel free to do so. And if you have any questions, like feel free to message me on there and let's connect.
Awesome. I'll share your link with them too, so that way they can do that.
Cool.
Great. Well, thank you so much for everything.
Of course.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.